Just in, Spurs are preparing a shock £30 million move for Brentford striker Igor Thiago. Could this be the answer to their goal crisis? Welcome back to Tottenham News Today channel. Tottenham are gearing up for a major attacking shake-up this January, with reports from CaughtOffside revealing that the North London Giants are eyeing Brentford's red-hot Brazilian striker Igor Thiago as their prime target. The 24-year-old forward has been in electric form this season, finding the net 6 times in just 9 Premier League appearances and quickly establishing himself as one of the most in-form attackers in England's top flight. His pace, power and ruthless finishing have not gone unnoticed at Hotspur Way, where Spurs officials are said to be closely monitoring his every move. Sources claim Tottenham are readying an offer worth around £30 million, as manager Thomas Frank, who knows Thiago well from his time at Brentford, pushes for reinforcements to rescue the club's faltering front line. With Richarlison and Randall Kolo Muani struggling to deliver consistent performances and Dominic Solanke sidelined through injury, the pressure on Spurs to land a new striker has never been greater. There are growing concerns within the Tottenham camp that Solanke may not regain full match fitness in time to make an impact this season, leaving the club dangerously light in attacking options. The lack of cutting edge has already cost Spurs valuable points, and the hierarchy are determined not to repeat the same mistake in the second half of the campaign. While Tottenham are not the only ones circling, with Newcastle and Aston Villa also reportedly tracking Thiago, the Lilywhites are believed to be pushing hardest to get a deal done early in the window. Newcastle, according to reports, are weighing up a £30 million bid, but Spurs hope their relationship with Thomas Frank and a structured deal could give them the edge. The proposed offer from Tottenham is understood to be a loan with an option to buy, potentially rising to £30 million once performance-related bonuses are included. Such a deal would allow Spurs to manage financial risk while securing a proven Premier League striker capable of hitting the ground running. Brentford, however, are reluctant to part ways with their in-form marksman so soon after signing him. Thiago only joined the Bees last summer, and his breakout run has made him indispensable to their attacking system. Club insiders suggest Brentford would only consider selling if a premium bid, well above his market valuation, arrives, a demand Tottenham may need to meet if they are serious about bringing the Brazilian to North London. Inside sources hint that the Spurs board views Thiago not just as a short-term fix, but as a long-term asset capable of challenging Solanke for the starting role once the England striker returns to fitness. The idea of pairing the two or rotating them across domestic and European fixtures is reportedly seen as an exciting prospect by Frank and his coaching staff. The coming weeks could therefore be decisive, with the January window fast approaching and Tottenham desperate to reignite their title hopes. A £30 million move for Igor Thiago could become one of the most talked about deals of the winter. One thing is certain, Spurs will not stand still while their rivals strengthen, and with Thiago's name now firmly on their radar, Tottenham fans might soon be watching another Brazilian leading the line at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs are reportedly preparing an audacious swoop to bring Scott McTominay back to the Premier League, a move that could send shockwaves across European football. According to TEAMtalk, Spurs have set their sights on the Napoli midfield powerhouse, who has completely reinvented himself since leaving Manchester United. The 28-year-old Scotland international, once criticised by many for inconsistency during his final years at Old Trafford, has silenced his doubters in remarkable fashion. Since his transfer to Italy, McTominay has become a key figure at Napoli, helping guide the club to their long-awaited Scudetto triumph, and earning plaudits for his work rate, tactical intelligence and leadership on the pitch. His transformation has not gone unnoticed at Tottenham. Sources close to the North London club suggest that Thomas Frank sees McTominay as the missing piece to inject intensity and aggression into Spurs' midfield. With Tottenham still rebuilding their core after a series of injury setbacks and mixed performances in central areas, the former United man is viewed as the ideal addition to provide strength, stamina and experience attributes that the current squad has arguably lacked in recent months. However, Tottenham are not alone in their admiration. Reports indicate that Barcelona have also placed McTominay on a 3-man shortlist as they look to reinforce their midfield options, while Newcastle United remain firmly in the race. Eddie Howe is said to be a long-term admirer of the Scotsman, viewing him as the type of player who can bring both grit and composure to his Magpies side. Despite growing interest from across Europe, Napoli have made their stance crystal clear. McTominay will not be sold in January under any circumstances. Club officials have reportedly shut down all inquiries, insisting that the player is fully settled and remains an essential part of their long-term plans under manager Walter Mazzarri. Sources in Italy claim that McTominay himself is content in Naples, where he has become something of a fan favourite for his tireless commitment and commanding displays in midfield. Yet those close to Tottenham believe the situation could change rapidly if the Scottish star expresses a desire to return to England. Spurs are said to be monitoring developments closely and could test Napoli's resolve with a major summer offer if McTominay signals openness to a Premier League comeback. After revitalising his career in Serie A, a move to Tottenham could offer McTominay the chance to prove his doubters wrong once again, this time on English soil, under a manager who values his robust style and relentless drive. Whether Napoli will resist the growing pressure remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: Tottenham's interest in Scott McTominay has reignited one of the most intriguing transfer stories heading into 2026. Tottenham are reportedly preparing to test West Ham's resolve with a bold £50 million bid for Jarrod Bowen, the Irons' captain and undisputed talisman. According to BBC Sport, Spurs have identified Bowen as one of their top January transfer targets, as Thomas Frank looks to add a proven Premier League goalscorer to his attacking line. At 28 years old, Bowen has established himself as one of England's most consistent forwards, delivering year after year despite West Ham's struggles. With an impressive tally of 77 goals and 53 assists in 248 appearances, the England international has been the shining light for a Hammers side currently trapped in the relegation battle under Nuno Espirito Santo. Even in a turbulent campaign, Bowen has managed to produce 4 goal contributions in 9 matches, a testament to his quality, leadership and relentless drive. However, as West Ham continue to fight for survival, their captain's future is becoming increasingly uncertain. The club's hierarchy recognise Bowen's immense importance, but also the financial and sporting realities they may face if they drop into the Championship. While they are adamant about keeping their star man in January, insiders believe that a summer sale could be inevitable if the right offer arrives and Tottenham are ready to pounce. The situation is eerily reminiscent of last summer, when Spurs pulled off a shock deal to sign Mohamed Kudus from their London rivals. That move caused uproar in East London, but the Ghanaian has since thrived at White Hart Lane, becoming one of Frank's most trusted players. Kudus's instant success is said to have encouraged Tottenham's hierarchy to push ahead with another ambitious move, this time for West Ham's skipper himself. Thomas Frank views Bowen as the ideal Premier League-ready addition who can bring pace, directness and an eye for goal to a Tottenham attack that has at times struggled to create chances from open play. Bowen's versatility, capable of operating on either flank or as a central forward, makes him an even more valuable asset. Spurs coaching staff are said to be convinced that his work ethic and consistency would fit perfectly into the high-intensity system Frank demands. From Bowen's perspective, a move to North London could represent the chance to take the next big step in his career. Despite his loyalty to West Ham, the opportunity to play in the Champions League, compete for trophies, and work under an ambitious project may prove too tempting to refuse. At his age, this could be one of his final opportunities to join a top 4 club and establish himself on the European stage. Tottenham's executives are reportedly preparing a detailed plan to convince Bowen not only of the club's vision, but also of his key role within it. The presence of Kudus, his former teammate, could play a major part in negotiations, as could Tottenham's improved relationship with West Ham's board following recent dealings. Still, Spurs know that persuading West Ham to sell their captain to another London rival will be far from easy. The Hammers' leadership fear a fan backlash if they allow another key player to make the short trip north, especially in the middle of a relegation fight. But with Tottenham ready to table a £50 million package and Bowen's desire to compete at the highest level stronger than ever, the coming weeks could define one of the most dramatic transfer sagas of the January window. That's all for today's update. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay up to date with everything Tottenham, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a story. Don't forget to drop a like and share this video with other Spurs fans. Together we can keep growing the Tottenham News Today community. Thanks for watching, and as always, come on you Spurs.